Today's project is going to be an ultra rugged power bank that is waterproof, and it uses lithium ion cells, 26 650 cells, and there's 198 of them in here, and you can power a light bulb up to 114 hours. So let's get started. So I've got all the battery packs spot welded. Next I need to do the series connections. So connecting it to equal 16.8 volts. So it's a 4S pack. So these are all connected in series, and then these are going to be connected. So each one of these is 4S, and then the total output will be it'll be 4S at 16. It'll be 16.8 volts. And then it's all going in this ammo can. And yeah. So I basically completed the power output side of things. So I've got both my XT90s, so I can do up to 90 amps through each of these. I got my 100 amp switch. I got two USB A's here, another one, and then a USB C. And those are all on and off, so they won't use power if I'm not using them intentionally. And then I've got a generic DC barrel jack, and then I've got 12 volt plugs, which I believe I've got to get a DC buck converter to step it down to like 13 volts, because the battery bank will do, when it's fully charged, is 16.8, and most inverters, like 12 volt ones like this, if the voltage is too high, they won't run. They'll just block the output. So I gotta fix that. But yeah, and then I got a 40 amp fuse here, and my BMS can only do 50 amps right now, so 40 amp fuse is fine. It's a little bit overbuilt on this end, so I can upgrade other parts down the road. And then here is the battery display. So this shows me my energy usage. And then the shunt is also in here, right back here. I glued it in. And then these are the blue and yellow wire are the wires that go to here. So the shunt so it can see the shunt and see how much current I'm using. So I'm starting to stack these. I've got this layer divider, so there's no shorts. It's rubber, and it's got also like a mesh inside, so it's not real stretchy, and it's really hard to tear. And then I've got Kapton tape as well. So this more prevents rubbing, and so that the Kapton tape doesn't get broken through. This also provides insulation, but yeah, so So there's this layer, and then there's this layer, and this in between. So that should be plenty of insulation. So this is it all completed. That's the balance lead for the battery, one of the cells, and then these are all the ports. You got your lead for the battery monitor there, and then the switch, 100 amp switch, and then this is the main readout. And then those are using 0.6 of a watt. So that's why I wanted them to be able to be turned off, so they're not using unnecessary power when you turn them on. Then you can take this out. Not really necessary, it just came like that. I've never really had a use for that. And then those are the 90 amp XT90s. And then I also did a laser engraving on the lid, made in Canada, lithium ion battery, and then all the specs, name, how much power it has, and read that there. So yeah, it turned out pretty good, and we'll head into a montage. Plug in more than this, but so the light's going off the inverter. It's just plugged in there. So if you had a power outage, you can charge iPad, phone, flashlights, walkie-talkie. And then at the moment, it's drawing 30 watts. There's the display. Gives you all your information, voltage, current, watts, how much energy you've used in watt hours or kilowatts, depending on how much you end up using, milliamp hours that you've used, external resistance, internal resistance. For me, I haven't found that too useful. And then running time. And you can also turn this off if you don't want it to be consuming unnecessary power. Now we're going to do a little bit of testing for how rugged it is. It should be waterproof. So we got it in a puddle right now, and we're going to hit it with the hose. Here it is. We'll open it up so you know it's the same one. Turn it on.
display is working. Ports are working. Turn it off. My little pads on the bottom are going to be a little dirty and wet. Hopefully it should be dry inside. So, looks to be dry. Up in there. Still turns on. Yes, sir. You can see that. That light's on. And that's working. So, not a huge torture test, but you can also stand on it or use it as a seat. So that's that. Survived. I'd say that's pretty good.